Welcome back to the Four-Wheel Jamboree Nationals from Lima, Ohio. Once again, let's check in pitside with Doc Riley.
Four-wheel jamborees attract all kinds of vehicles, those classic vehicles that are on. Also, from time to time, manufacturers will roll out their latest stuff. Daryl, you guys have got some incredible vehicles on the way in the world of Dodge.
Absolutely. I mean, we're really proud of the trucks that we have here today. We've got a Daytona here today. A Daytona is one of the hottest properties we have. We have a Ram SRT10, which is the fastest truck on the market. We got the Mega Cab coming, which is the biggest truck on the market. So if you think about it, we got it from Dodge. You got to come down and check it out.
You know, the racing of the Dodge has been outstanding, whether it's the Nextel Cup or the Craftsman Truck Series, which you guys are really grabbing life by the horns and making it happen. Monster truck racing as well, the Raminator and the Ramunition. These guys have stepped it up a notch and are at the top of their game.
I'll tell you, I've been to truck races, I've been to NASCAR races, I've been to rodeos, I've been, you name it, we do it at Dodge. But nobody does like these people here in Lima. It's amazing to me. It's raining out here, look at the sky, but it doesn't matter. They're here. They're looking at our trucks, they're cheering for the Raminator, they're cheering for the Ramunition, they're cheering for the Hall brothers, and they're cheering for Dodge. You're right, nobody grabs life by the horns better than they do.
Well, enjoy your rest of the day here at the Jamboree.
Thank you very much.
And out of Ohio comes former points champ Mike Lane driving the Wicked Sensation. And he will face Paul Weisinger.
Now, Paul is going to have his hands full because he's going to have to give that Ford all he's got. In the other lane, Mike Lane is equipped with a Keith Black prepared engine. Keith Black, a legendary builder, knows how to find every ounce of horsepower in an engine. And take a look at what we've got, kind of a runaway, as well as a meltdown. Hey, you know what? A little bit too much, but sometimes that's what it takes to get the win. We're going to see if that's not detrimental for the next round. Look one more time. You can see a reasonably straight pass, a little bit of correction as we straighten out to the driver's right that Mike Lane does, and it doesn't look too bad.
Well, a chilly day right here, but it looks like, Mike Lane, you've got yourself a pretty good pass right there. Tell me about how slick that track is.
It's a little slippery. We hooked up probably about 20 feet out before it actually hooked up, so it'll probably get faster, but it'll hold up for a top 5 maybe.
It didn't sound like you had to pedal it at all.
No, I held right on it. Of course, it spun for a while, and it finally hooked up, and we made it out the other end.
Well, you have the lead in the class with the 2.633.
I don't know if that'll hold, but it'll be close. We got another one.
Sounds like, Griff, a little finesse is needed right on the starting line. Chuck Cordy is coming up next, driving the Mickey Thompson Tires Mud Missile. And his opponent will be Bob Dunham in the Rolling Thunder Chevy.
In the near lane, Chuck Cordy gives you a good view of these tires. DOTs originally, then cut to be paddles. And are they going to work? Yeah, but the steering tires, that's what's interesting. Bob Dunham in the other lane gets the better time and wins because take a look one more time. You can see it from the front end. At the launch, Chuck Cordy doing nothing but struggling with the machine, and you can see very clearly he's out of bounds early in the game. DQ.
Bob's ride is aptly named Rolling Thunder. Several years ago you did roll here, but that looked like a little bouncy ride.
Yeah, it was a little wild at the end there. Had a neck snapper going. It felt like a pretty good run, though. Felt like a pretty good run.
Track slick at all, or were you able to keep it kind of straight?
Yeah, it felt like she went pretty straight. Felt pretty good. Pretty happy with it.
Bob was smart. He stayed in it and drove his own race. Take a look one more time at Chuck Cordy. The launch looked good, but then less than 100 feet out, the machine snapped right, and then still, there it went, right out of bounds.
It's just your thoughts on how slick the track is, and it looks like you had to do a little work inside on the steering wheel.
I was definitely steering. That track, there was a little bit of a starting line for as much rain as we had, but the end of the track was a little squirrely, and for a while there I thought it was going to be pretty close to whether we hit anything that counted or not.
Did you guys have the tune-up pretty well set?
I left it a little bit slow because of the track conditions.
What about weather today? It seems a little chilly. I guess we get that at Lima. Does that really affect anything that you guys do engine-wise?
It's actually pretty good air today because of the cold air, and the vapor numbers are low because of the wind. And according to my air station, we're pretty good air. So I had to really put some fuel to it to tame it down a little bit. It seemed like it worked okay.
If you had to second guess and do anything different, would you?
Not until we look at the computer and see what it says.
Always go back to the computer.
Always a threat to win, and he set some records a couple of years ago. That's Tom Marsh in his Intruder Jeep, and he will come up against Bill Lee in the TNT out of Connecticut.
Two good-looking machines. Just, I'll tell you, 200 feet from now, they're going to be pretty well mud covered. And yeah, the reference to the computers tells you this is high tech. As we look now at Bill Lee creeping in. Slow, lazy launch, both of them wrestling to keep it in the lanes. Tom gets the better time and finds some brakes.
Yeah, and Griffey, they say it's showtime. And this is Chad Marshall's machine. He will face Mike Buffy Marath. And his rig is called the Real Estate Mover. We'll see if he does that.
And you know what? I noticed that Mike has got 488 CID to the Chevy 572 you mentioned of Chad. Sometimes the engine displacement, it really doesn't matter because you can make up for it in other ways. Again, the staggered start is no indication of who may or may not win. Mike Morath clearly having the better time, and over in the driver's right lane, Chad clearly having some trouble.
And more trouble and more mud and more racing coming up on the World of Trucks.